TechTank build night. The idea here is that we're going to be working for around 2 hours and building something that really matters to you, that you're really excited about, and you get a chance to demo it at the end. So there is a spreadsheet. If you want to demo something, please put your name down in there. It will go down the list afterwards for people to demo. So it's going to be about like a 5-minute demo. Yeah, so I'll get that to you in a second. In the meanwhile, please join the channel actually on Slack for TechTank Slack. So we're going to throw the spreadsheet link in there as well. Also a great way to get people to build something with you if you're not sure we're working on, or just share whatever it is you're working on. As you may know, this event tonight is actually sponsored by PostHog. PostHog is a really cool developer tool. They actually help a lot with session replays and product analytics. You can create your own funnels to understand the product flows from users. There's also feature flags and lots of things for creating robust software. Their actual trial is quite generous, for the free tier. So I encourage you to check them out for tonight if you want to use it for building. And yeah, so let's take a look. I mentioned the Slack channel, make sure to be in there, and I'm going to hand it off to Michael to talk about TMU.
Thank you. So yeah, there's also, did you mention the Wi-Fi as well? In case anybody hasn't logged into the Wi-Fi, there's the username is TorontoMU, and then the password is tourTMU1948. So this room that we're in, a lot of people have questions about it because of what type of classroom this is. So it's actually graciously donated by the Master Digital Media Program. A little bit about myself. So I teach in the Master Digital Media Program, which is how we actually got this space today. And I'm just going to do a very quick 5-minute talk about the Master Digital Media Program in case anybody is interested who wants to apply. There's just a couple of things to know. So the most important things to know is essentially the Master Digital Media Program attracts basically people from creative industry, technical industry, or business. So if you feel like you fit within any one of those, which is called the talent triangle, then you might be interested to learn more about the digital media program. Basically, you can complete the Master Digital Media Program in a single year, but there's also a part-time option as well. I think you can complete it in 2 or 3 years. Most people can do it in 1, but it's 12 months basically, full-time. And then the philosophy of the Talent Triangle is creative technical business, as I said before. I also did the MDM program quite a few years ago. I started in 2017. I would say I started off more creative, not so much technical, a little bit of technical, but mostly creative. And then I learned a lot more technical skills over the years. I still am working on my business, but yeah, you get the idea. Some of the laboratories as well. So if you are thinking about taking the Master Digital Media Program, there are a few labs on campus, such as the Design Technology Lab, which has a giant robot arm, a lot of 3D printing as well, and then the Catalyst is also another great space for students to work out of. So here in downtown Toronto, space is a very limited, it's a rare commodity, especially at TMU. So having nice open space for students is always a good thing. You can do that at the Catalyst. Some other things, so at TMU, I teach at the Red Bull Gaming Hub, here on the left. And then I also manage a space called the Immersion Studio, which is like a 360 VR projection space. So the class that I teach here at TMU is augmented reality and virtual reality. So yeah, there's just some more information about that. If anybody has any questions about this, let me know during the workshop period, and then I'll come around and we can talk a little bit more. And then just a little bit about the application process. So you need a 4 years bachelor's degree, a GPA of 3.0, which is a B, and then English proficiency. And then you would also need to create a statement of interest portfolio of a maximum of 3 examples, and then 2 academic references or 3 professional references, and a resume, of course. This is my LinkedIn, and then I'll also quickly show, if anyone wants to connect with me, you can right there. But I did want to kind of start off this workshop series, or this particular build night, with something that I built or vibe coded myself. This is my website. If you want to learn more about myself, you can kind of check it out for yourself. It's called michaelxr.com. And essentially the cube itself, I 3D modeled in Blender, but the programming of the site was vibe coded. So basically you can click on the experience, you can click on about, There's also, this is just recently I worked on this, but there's now light mode, because the last time I demoed this 2 weeks ago, it was really hard to see on this projector. I'm like, oh, that kind of doesn't look very good. So now there's a actually light side mode and a dark side mode. So dark side is cooler. But so yeah, you can kind of learn some more about myself there. But again, I just really wanted to kickstart this off by showing something that I made this is actually done in Replit. So the 3D model again is in Blender. Some of the assets were done in Illustrator, but the coding was done in Replit, which is based on Claude. Okay, so if anybody has any questions about that, let me know. I'll be walking around. Otherwise, let me just go back to the slide deck in case anyone missed this slide. Do I need to update this slide with the spreadsheet?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay, cool. Do you want to?
Yeah. Great. So I just sent again the spreadsheet on the channel. So just make sure to go in there for the spreadsheet for demos. And yeah, we're going to demo at 8 p.m. So we have an hour and a half starting right now. Let's see. And thank you so much. DMU is actually the first educational sponsor for TechTank. So thanks so much. This was great. Awesome. Let's get started.
Project is a timekeeping application. It runs in the terminal, and it's for keeping track of, say you have multiple different projects, and you want to know the exact amount of time that you spent on each project. It's easy to keep track of with this. So you can select which task, project 2, then you start it with the space bar, tracks it, and then, I found a bug. Let me reopen that. It's because I have this in another place. All right. See if it'll not crash this time. There we go. And it records the amount of time that you spent on the task. And over here, it records it into this comma-separated file so that you can open that up in Excel later. Eventually, I might add some viewing and statistics about the amount of time that you're spending on each project. So you could tell, this week I spent 5 hours on this project, and then I can bill someone for 5 hours of work. But at the moment, you can do that by adding it up in a spreadsheet. So, awesome project.
Any questions? Anybody?
Did you build it for a particular reason? Maybe did you build it for yourself? Or?
I built it for myself. It was spurred on. I had basically the same sort of app on my phone when I was applying for jobs and trying to make a portfolio piece. And I was thinking, what can I do for a portfolio piece? I can make the thing that keeps track of the amount of time I'm spending on the portfolio piece. So yeah, that was the inspiration for it.
Awesome. We're going with Alan now.
So, okay. So I don't know if you know this, but in Ontario we have some of the best agricultural land in North America. And we're really blessed to live in such a great place. One of the great things that I love about Ontario is actually getting out of the city and visiting the farm. So every year I go out and I visit an alpaca shearing session. So who here has touched an alpaca before? Yes, aren't they cute? Who's gone and ridden a horse somewhere on a farm? Who's picked berries on a farm? Who's stayed over on a farm? Okay, so it looks like you guys are experiencing all the great farm adventures that we have in Toronto and Ontario. And actually, agro-tourism is growing as an industry, and a lot of people don't know that you can go out and have a great time out on a farm with your family, with your friends. So I built this website. It's called FarmTripFinder.com, and it lists all the farms in Canada that you can go visit with your friends, with your family. So you can go here, it's live. So let's say you want to go horseback riding, or you want to go pick some berries, you can click on this and here we go. You can choose where you want to go, so Ontario, and anyway, it's a little slow right now, my internet's a bit slow. But, so this website, I built it for myself because I really enjoy doing this. I'm going to visit farms. I highly encourage you, if you haven't gone out to visit farms, definitely do it. You can use this website to do it. You can filter by different activities. This whole thing took me quite a while to do, and it's an automated pipeline. So basically I pull from Google Maps, from reviews, it goes into LLMs to understand what's on a particular farm, and it gets put onto this website, which was mostly vibe coded, but not exclusively. So it was a really great learning project. I learned that if you screw up your API call to Google Cloud, you'll wake up with a $500 bill. So that was fun. But yeah, it was a nice project to put together. So thank you.
So you have more than 1,000 farms in there. Did you add them manually?
No, it's all automated.
Like how's that automated?
Web scraping plus a very lengthy Python pipeline to filter everything out, plus a bunch of LLM calls to do all the sorting and sequencing.
Yeah. So like this, you pick category. At these farms, if you go to the website, it says something like you can pick brewers here.
It would say something like that. I use the reviews, so it reads the reviews. Yeah.
What kind of maps API does it use for that map?
So I use Mapbox, which is okay, but not the best. I think most people expect to see Google Maps, so when they see this, it's a little wonky.
Is it for free?
It is free, yeah.
What's a cool trip that you might have done yourself or you've heard of, like here in Ontario?
Well, one that's coming up in November is the Royal Agricultural Fair. Has anyone heard of that before? Okay, definitely go check it out. It's in Exhibition Place. It is actually it's the largest agricultural fair in Canada, and it brings in farmers from all over Canada, mostly Ontario. They're there to compete as farmers, but there's tons of things you can do as just an attendee. It's totally a blast. You get lots of free samples, you learn about the amazing things that our province has to offer. So that's definitely one if you want to stay in the city. You want to get out of the city, I recommend horseback riding if you've never done that before. There's plenty of places you can go to ride a horse. It's a great experience. Very painful. Well, sorry, it's not painful. I found a little painful at times, but definitely try it out. Sorry.
Oh, quick
Simon,
question.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
You can come grab me after.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hi everyone, I will be demoing Coach Biscuit. Coach Biscuit is a hockey analytics assistant that turns single camera hockey footage into interactive insights. And it does this by tracking players, detecting the players on a game footage, and generating stats, and also detecting key game events. So before I demo this, firstly, how did this all start? I was just randomly watching YouTube one day, as one does, and came across a hockey game, and I thought, this looks very familiar. It reminded me of my time in self-driving cars, where we worked on perception problems. So, like in self-driving cars, as pedestrians cross the road, and we have to track them, and we use computer vision to do that. So I thought, why not apply that to hockey? So I applied my knowledge in computer vision to build HockeyNet firstly. This is what powers Coach Biscuit. So I used a broadcast footage and I applied computer vision so it's able to detect the players, separate them into the different teams, and also map them into real-world coordinates, and that's what you see on this map right here. But that wasn't enough, so I thought, what's the point of all of this? We want some stats. So I extracted some stats so you can get things like the heat map, even the player speed, because you know where they are on the map, and game breakdowns. But once I got here, I thought, how do you make it more interactive? Because that's not enough. How can you make use of this data? And that's how Coach Biscuit came about. We're able to query about stats and also detect events like goals and other things.
Toronto scored at 10:07 of the third. The data doesn't provide play-by-play breakdown of the goals scores, but the build-up shows Toronto had sustained territorial pressure. They entered Seattle's zone at 10:16 of the third and didn't relinquish it before the goal, with a high-intensity play at 10:11 and an attempted shot at 10:08 setting up the sequence.
Basically, that's the kind of things you can do with Coach Biscuit. And so even the event timeline, it's interactive. So you can just click on a particular shot and have a look at what's happening there. And why the name Coach Biscuit is because biscuit is a slang for puck in hockey. So that was very fitting. And I also included a joke as well.
What's the hockey player's favorite kind of joke? One with a good delivery, straight to the net.
So that's where I'm at right now with Coach Biscuit. The next steps is I want to make it run in real time and also add in more stats and see where that goes. So that's where it is. Thank you.
Any questions? Yeah, how did you make it like, I don't know, like what model did you use and like why is it so like accurate to the figure and sticking to them?
So for the model, well, a lot of it's my own IP, so I can just give you generally what I did. So for the model that is SAM3, which is Meta released that, so that's a very good computer vision pipeline that I would use. And I now trying to get into real time, so I try to train like other models like RFP, TR, and YOLO. But in terms of accuracy, that one is my IP, but I use geometry and like other things to get the mapping very accurate.
It's very good. It looks very accurate. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you said RFDTR?
DETR.
How slow is that you cannot do, like right now it cannot be real time, like how much slower is it to, how much should it take to process the footage and everything?
Way too long, so at least 10 hours. So it takes way too long right now.
10 hours for a game.
For an hour's game. So like the footage comes in at like 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. So I want to get it to real time as possible. Got my work cut out for me there.
So a follow-up question, what's the limitation, like hardware? What would be the limitation to get into real time?
It's just computational.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Right, quick show of hands in the room. Who here has used ChatGPT or Claude to learn stuff? And I don't mean cheating on homework. Awesome. So you probably use this, you just type your question in, right? And you just ask it, hey, I want to learn something, let's say. The problem is that, first of all, ChatGPT and Claude, they ship slop all the time. So I used to use study mode in ChatGPT all the time until they removed it from the Mac app. I was like, why can't I access any anymore, right? So if I just do this, learn, nope, nothing. Study, nothing. If I go to chat and go to learn, nothing. study works here. So actually, it doesn't work anymore. So okay, there you go. That's proof. So anyway, you can start a session. You can learn stuff within a chat session, right? That's all well and good. But what happens after that? That's not how you learn. The way you learn is by paraphrasing stuff and also by recall. So you have to be tested. You actually have to use something like spaced repetition, for example, that prompts you to explain in your own words what you read last time, right? So this doesn't happen, like these apps don't have it. That's why I prefer using my own, well, not my own, open source harness in Hermes. Hermes is very cool. So this is what it looks like. I'll make this bigger. You can use Hermes for anything, really. You can use it to write code, you can use it to learn stuff, you can also use it to train models if you want. It's universal. So Hermes lets you install skills, and I created a plugin for Hermes that is a tutor, so you can actually use it to learn concepts. This is useful not just for like university work, but also like when you're working on a code base, if you're a software developer, you should know what's going on. You should actually know what the code does. If you don't, like you just outsource your thing to the AI, you're going to end up with a mountain of slop, and it's going to end up badly pretty quickly, right? So this is really helpful for that. So that's the command you run to install the skill. I hope you can see it. Bigger still. So yeah, run that. Anyway, just skip past this. You can learn the Hermes later on. But this is what it looks like. So you go and type in tutor, and that's how you start a session. So you say, hey, I want to learn about Raft, for example, Raft protocol. And so it's going to actually calibrate where you are right now. It's going to ask you, what do you know already? It won't just start from scratch. Like, who knows? You could be like someone with 10 years of experience in discrete systems, right? So it's going to first ask you questions to gauge where you are. And based on that, it's going to ask you follow-up questions. Now, one cool thing is that it also tracks your knowledge. Tracks what you know, maintains state. And so next time you come back to it, it's going to have memory graph. And one more benefit of using this is that it's decoupled from other plugins. So like I love using Poncho for memory. Poncho is a memory provider for any harness that remembers how you work and builds a profile of who you are as a person. So it can analyze, like, do you prefer examples that use certain analogies from certain domains? Like, let's say you are a big fan of tennis. Do you like tennis analogies? It's going to use that, and that's going to inform the plugin over here that, hey, you prefer these analogies, go with that instead next time. Now, one really cool thing about Hermes is that you can use it from your phone, and you can use it through WhatsApp, through iMessage, through Telegram. It doesn't matter. You can use it. This whole thing is available on your phone, right? So I mentioned spaced repetition last time. So version 2 of this will in fact ping you on WhatsApp and quiz you at a certain time and say, hey, how much do you actually know about Raft? How much do you actually know about something else, right? So the possibilities are endless, and this is made possible by the fact that it's open source, and you're not locked into one single provider, so you don't have to put all your memory in ChatGPT or Claude or whatever else. Right? I also use this thing called Obsidian to track all my notes about anything really. I take notes here. This is actually a demo wall. It's on a real wall, but this is an example of the notes that I would take, or I would have AI write notes for me. So this can actually write to the vault and can read the vault and gauge where you are. So like that's also a source of state. So you might have heard of, I want to mention this as well. So I also made a plugin for Hermes that creates live artifacts. These are educational explainers. So you can actually tell this plugin, hey, can you make a visualization of what I've learned? And it's going to make you either a video or a web application that you can deploy on Cloudflare. So you can share this with your friends. Because Cloudflare lets you share, deploy stuff for free. So, yeah.
Questions? How does it send it through WhatsApp?
It has a gateway, and there's a process, like there's a daemon that runs your machine where Hermes is running. So like your WhatsApp can pair your WhatsApp with that, and I used to use Matrix, which is more secure, but that I used to have the token. Awesome. Cool, thanks. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lila, and today we are gonna plan a travel itinerary with me. So I know there are some cool stuff to plan the itineraries, and I know there are some bookmarks on the Google Maps, but it was not enough for me because I wanted something like itineraries and route on the Google Map at the same page. So that's why I built this one. So you can see at the left side, you can see the itineraries with the time. And right side, there is a Google Maps, so that you can just pick the route to see the whole picture, or you can just pick one destination like this. So yeah, so that you can see all things just in one page. So let me get back to the trip dashboard. So let's create a new trip. And you can search whatever you want because I integrated the Google Search API. So for now, let's go with Los Angeles. And I can set the date, maybe the August 5 days. So yeah, so this is the initial page, and you can add the place manually, or you can use this plan with AI. So you can pick whatever you want. So let me just choose balance 1. And you can set whatever you want, like nature, or maybe some museums. And this is LA, so I'm gonna select driving instead of the transit here. And you can search maybe hotel, but here. And your own daily start time. So you can, so you just answer to all of these questions for the AI to make your own itineraries. And you can select the airport and arrival time, and where your trip ends. Maybe the same airport here, and just set the time here. And then there are some like recommended famous tourist attractions. Let me select something like the Getty Center or Santa Monica Pier, and bridges also. And these are all built by the OpenAI API. It's kind of the real-time data here. So yeah. And then at the final stage, you can review all of the options we chose. And then we can create the itinerary here. So while waiting for the API, you can just look at the descriptions. Yeah, because it's a little bit boring to wait. So yeah. I hope, yeah, okay, good. Yeah. So the AI built the itineraries here, so you can see the airport for the first visit, and then the Sheraton Hotel here. And you can also see the driving mode, because if it is more than like 2 kilometers or 25 minutes for a walk, the AI will choose the driving or transit. Because walking for more than 1 hour is unrealistic. So yeah. So you can, after the AI builds your own itineraries, you can edit like your time, or you can edit. You can edit the day or time, or you can add some routes like here. And there is a drag and drop feature, so you can just drag and drop anywhere you want, so that you can easily set the itineraries here. And whenever you set the itineraries, you change this order. You can see there is the travel mode also changes, and you can also see the real Google Maps here. So you can see how it works, like real time. This is just the Google Maps link. So yeah, I think that's the main feature of this. So let me know if you're interested in this. Thank you. did you say?
Can you count like places to eat as well? Like, is part of your itinerary as well?
Or to eat?
Like restaurants?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Really good question. That's the future feature because now in this currently I don't support the like restaurant because dealing with the restaurant I have to use more from the Google Places API. So that's the feature. But thank you. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right, so my app is pretty simple. It actually doesn't work right now, but it's an idea that I've seen an app that I use quite often. It's a social app that I use to meet people, basically. And on this app, typically you get matched into a dinner that you.
Hey guys, if you want to talk about something, this guy's presenting, so you can go outside.
Yeah, so you typically get matched for dinner, and then afterwards you go to a social activity. But on this app, there was a feature that I really liked, which was the compatibility. So it was able to match me with people that I would say like 75% of the time connected with, like pretty well with me. And I was really surprised because usually with these kind of apps, it's like kind of hit or miss, right? So, so first off, you start by picking a username. But on the app itself, it will ask you a bunch of questions about your details. But here's the quiz that you have to do when you first start off. And this is like your intent, what you want to do, right? Background a little bit, your interests, and so on. I don't know. Not too much crazy stuff, but it is a very in-depth kind of questionnaire. And then afterwards, the part that the app doesn't really show you is the compatibility. So right now, I have compatibility out, but when you use their app, they just match you in a dinner, and then only after that you can see the compatibility. But I really like this feature, right? So I really want to explore the algorithm behind it. And then say like this Thomas guy, what's the compatibility with me? 73. And why? Right? Yeah, there's no actual algorithm right now, but I just thought it was really cool. And yeah, like I've met a couple friends through there, so it's amazing. That's pretty much it. Any questions?
Sorry, you said this was inspired by another app?
Yeah.
And that's the one that you met people through?
Yeah.
What's the other one called?
It's called 222.
222?
But you know what's funny is they actually removed this feature. I think they wanted more intrigue from people. People were checking compatibility all the time. So I was like, I missed this feature. Anyone else?
Yeah, so I'm also a user of Tutor too, and one thing I liked is that it tends to match you up with people who are totally different. Like I met people who are in the arts, filmmaking, which I've never would have met them. So how do you prevent that? Like people clustering into people they already know are like already software devs, meaning other software devs.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like you want my take on
it?
Yeah. Okay, sure. No. It's actually true. Like I don't actually want to meet anybody too close to my industry, and they have matched me with people who are like, I'm like giving an ad for this app. But like, yeah, no, it does match me with other people in other industries, right? But because Toronto, there's so many developers, it just happens.
Exactly.
So you said you haven't put up the algorithm in yet, but do you have some ideas about how you might design it?
I think okay, so let's go back to the profile a bit. I think there are certain questions that they ask that really get to your personality-wise, right? And this is probably more important to, questions like, do you enjoy loud, high energy, or these are kind of crazy. How grounded do you feel? Things like that. Yeah, that's probably the place I'll start at. Question? Good.
So it's a game that it started as a kind of like as a joke with some friends, and then there's a Black Mirror episode that's really similar, well, not similar to this, but similar in concept. So the idea is that what if you could train an LLM, an AI model or something to be just like you, and then you just drop it in some world with some other like prompts from other people, and then you just let them interact there and see what happens. So I started building this, and it's very, I can show you, it's still very, as you can see, it's very rough, but I kind of like that aesthetic at the moment. So what it does, the way you interact with this thing, there's a Telegram bot, and you just tell this thing how your character is. Ideally, you should model it after yourself, because the point of this, well, one of the moonshots will be like, can you make meaningful connections with people around the world that use this? So for that to happen, you need to model this thing after yourself. But also, like, nothing limits you from creating like a fantastic character or whatever, right? So you do this conversation through the Telegram bot like every day. And then every day there's well, that's my current profile. And also, yeah, just a small note, all of this is public, so you can like actually like download the whole story and profiles of everybody. And then you can use like your own LLMs to do like whatever you want. But anyway, the main interface is Telegram. And then, well, through time, you build like this profile. And then, yeah, like every day this thing simulates one day, and there's like many different maps, and you will just get like a summary of the things that happen in this world, and kind of like the things that your player did like over the last day, and then you have a chance to tell the to update your profile with instructions, because like maybe like some of these things you actually like doing, but some of them you don't like doing at all. And it does that every day basically. It's called WaferTown. It's live, but it doesn't work because I'm still working on the Telegram bot. It should come online like sometime during the next week. And if you guys want to join the experiment, well, there's so right now, yeah, that's my email. Like, just send me an email, and whenever I launch this, I'll invite you. And yeah, sorry, these are just like, because I did a presentation at one time, and then I can like, I got all these questions, so like these are things that are so really to manage this. Part of the experience is that like, as people join, we can like deal with all these things as they come up. So any questions, ideas? Or, yeah.
I'm curious about the name, like why
I spent a few hours with ChatGPT, like giving ideas and whatever. I eventually settled with that one because the domain was available. And yeah, as many of you know, like chips are made from silicon wafers. So it's kind of like a play on words that this is a world that runs in silicon. Right? But the players don't know that this is a simulation, so that's part of it. That's on the prompt. For them, it's real life.
So they're going to interact with each other as well?
Yeah. The point is to, I think it will get very expensive very quick, but the point is that if there's like 1,000 players, every day, kind of like the superpower that you get is that every day you will do something with each of the other 999 players. And you will get us somewhere. I mean, you're not gonna get like 10 pages of activity, but you might get a summary of the most important ones. Thank you guys.
I completely vibe coded this, but I thought it would be fun to just do a little game. You basically start as a little Raincloud, and this is how you move through the game. and you're trying to collect raindrops to grow bigger. Your goal is to be the biggest size, so at 100, so like it slowly collects little raindrops and grows inside, while avoiding the rays. If you stay in the gray areas, those are the safe zone away from the heat waves. So it was just kind of something soothing, something to play around, and something very simple. But I think it turned out pretty adorable, especially since I wanted to do something cute and happy. But yeah, basically the sun cycles around as if it's a day, and so like by the time it hits the other end of the side, it turns into night, and then it switches back to day. So we'll see to the very end, and hopefully, no, okay, I'm at 81, so maybe I can get hit with P-rays to shrink a little bit.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How big
So
does
yeah,
it-
there's night
oh.
time, and then if I want to complete the game, like I just need to reach 100. And then I turned it into a storm cloud.
Any questions for you? No?
What did you use?
I use Claude.
Claude.
Yeah, and I didn't use any like special tier, it was just the free tier, and played around with the prompts and made sure that it just worked on when you could download it as an HTML file.
Okay, so this is Cloud Code. So Cloud Code is essentially it's a platform that allows you to use Claude code and codecs in your browser without a computer. You can also use local models with Ollama. So if you don't have like a good computer with a good GPU, this is perfect for you. So you could run literally like NVIDIA RTX 5090s in your browser with full computer use. So these agents are able to spin up Blender, Unity, Godot, build full video games just completely like in your browser. Even if you do own like a good computer with good GPUs, like you probably already have Cloud Code doing like tasks for you. So if you want to free up and get like 4 desktop sessions in the browser to finish up other tasks, you could sync with the same GitHub project. So scrolling down, you'll be able to see all the integrations that we have. So we have MCPs, we have integrations with like everything. So like Slack, Airtable, Notion, ClickUp, Linear, pretty much all the integrations that there is. And the main thing here is all of this is running completely in your browser, so you don't need any hardware at all, and the full agent computer use. So you could just imagine like you have your actual physical PC and your agent is using computer use on that, but you can't use your computer once your agent is already controlling your computer. So if you wanted to run like 4 other computers that are being controlled by AI, you could do that in your browser. And it's a custom harness. Since we have control over everything on this platform, the agent is top down. So even like with like Cloud Code terminals and stuff like that, it is controlling your entire computer, but you don't really have like control over the harness. So you probably get like more accuracy using this platform for computer use than you would on like Cloud Code or Codex itself. And like I said, you'll be saving a lot of money for local AI as well. You're only spending a maximum of $1.50 an hour for the best GPUs and about 75 cents an hour for the standard GPUs, and only 10 cents an hour for a CPU. So you're saving a lot of money, and so you're getting a lot of done. So how this works is if we come in here, we have projects, and if we create a new project, we'll call this research. You have options. So you have 20 cents of free credit, so you could use that for 2 hours with the CPU. You don't really have any GPU unless you upgrade to the plan. But you guys can sign up today and just try it for like 2 hours, create something, build something amazing and share it.
You can use local models with Llama, and that would require a GPU plan, or you could bring your own API key from Cloud Code or Codex, or use your existing plan. If it already gives you Cloud Code and Codex use on your plan, you'll be able to bring that over here and use that as well. And then you have different tiers. So for very hardcore usage, if you want to do 3D work or like build video games, you're gonna need access to Blender, Godot, Unity. So you could use that. If you just want to like code and stuff like that, you could use VS Code, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, which is all on those desktops. So you could go that direction as well. You could select your integration. So if you plan on doing like social media workflows, you could connect your social media accounts. If you plan on doing just like content creation, you could connect Higgsfield or Agent. And scrolling down, you also have like a bunch of business applications. So if you want to bring like your Airtable data in, if you want to bring your Notion, Slack data in, you could do that as well. And yeah, once you're ready, you can just click launch a desktop, and that's going to launch your desktop. I'm not going to wait the entire, it takes about like 2 to 5 minutes to load. So I won't wait, but you could play like games while you wait. You know. I mean, that's basically it. But this is what I'm building. I've been building it for a while now. I do believe the future may be less computers and more cloud GPUs. So that's what I'm building for, is a future when we get there. And who knows, maybe computers might stick around, but I think with like local models like GLM 5.2 and what's the other one, Kimi K3, I think like there's gonna be a day where you could just like do it all on the web, and instead of buying like a $50,000 GPU or laptop, that's the future that I'm building for. That's pretty much it.
Any questions?
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
How is it so cheap? Like,
so like the hourly cost, honestly, I'm not focused on making a profit right now. I'm just kind of focusing on allowing people to do things in a different way, because I don't have a computer. That's why I built it for myself. I don't have a computer. That's even why I borrowed his computer for this presentation. Yeah, like I want people to be able to create video games all on the web if they don't have a computer, because that's my dream, and that's what I'm using it for. So I kind of just built something that I could use as a user myself and kind of like shrink down a little bit and use my own platform. So I'm not going to charge myself too much either. So it's one platform. If I'm using it, I don't want to pay more than $1.50 an hour. And yeah, other people get the same luxury.
Okay, so I focus just on building something, for the thrill, not something useful. So I made this little game. It's called the Gatekeeper. So what it's about is basically there's a guard, as you can see, guarding this little door, and what you have to do is basically just kind of ask questions, get him to like you, so he can let you go through. Unless you know the password, but none of you guys know the password, right? So as you can see, there's a suspicion bar at the top left. If suspicion increases, like he won't tell you, like he won't let you through, he won't tell you what's the password. But you can start by just chatting with him. And how do you win? Well, it's basically the person with the least amount of messages that makes it through, it would actually be the winner. So would someone would like to start? Maybe, how would you like to bring?
Hey, you have a nice hat.
So Norbert is thinking. Evening, thank you. Yes, regulation issue. 19 years and still holding its shape. Most folks don't notice the hat. State your business, please. And also over here you can see what he's thinking. So you can see, bit of flattery, could be innocent, could be the start of something, eyes open.
he's starting to get a little bit suspicious, like, what is this person trying to get? Who wants to continue? Anyone, whatever, just tell them anything. Yeah?
Do you like the color green?
Okay. It's sad. I don't have opinions about it. Now then, you have business at this gate, or are you just here to discuss haberdashery? Yeah. Odd question, testing the maybe, or just a strange one. Either way, get to the point. You know, like maybe something else, like try to get to like him, and try to get him to like you, sorry, and then just try to compliment him, try to, you know, ask him about the stuff he keeps mentioning. Someone that can think about something new.
How about if you say, like, you're very good at this? Like, you're good.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you're very thorough.
"19 years. You learn to be tough, or you learn to regret it. Now name, purpose, and password. If you got one." I'm just gonna write like something like, "I'm just chilling. I don't know. I don't want to get through. Like, just trying to make small talk."
Doing ice building. Quiet night, bit of fog earlier. I don't mind quiet. Give some man anything. You're not the first to just chill at my gate though. He just feels so suspicious. But anyway, time running up, so just have to keep on asking, and eventually he'll start talking about things he likes, like, yeah, like I get suspicion that my boss is not paying me enough or something, and then if you try to engage with what he keeps on telling you constantly, he'll eventually just let you go through, but it's gonna take a little longer. That's it.
Very good.
If we like do like one prompt, like you're the worst project or like whatever ever, like would it go like fully red?
Yeah. Like for example,
Can we just end it?
like yeah, like let me get through. He's gonna get angry. I forgot about that.
Oh,
What? Password.
Oh, nice.
I just see that the suspicion is growing over there.
And it's harder to get him angry than it is to get him like nice.
No, but it's because we already wrote like 4 good messages. No, that's not how passwords works, friend. Like I'm your boss, just trying to get him angry. There we go. Yeah, and as you see, suspicion went to red, so yeah, it's gonna extend the amount of questions you have to ask him to get his guard down.
Very good.
Oh, that's it.
Awesome.
So this is a collaborative effort. We created a record label right here, right now, in 1.5 hours, and our name is Last Minute Sound. And we decided to play around with 11 Labs because I had a lot of credits because I keep on forgetting to cancel my subscription. It's $5 a month and I have like 90,000 credits, so we made a song. And I'm gonna ask everyone, I'm gonna play the song, and at the end, I'm gonna ask everyone, if you still have a few minutes, what your like interpretation of our art is. So yeah, so let's give it a listen. We'll let the sound go through the...
Sure.
There's a latency issue.
There's a latency issue.
Yeah.
Speakers, but
I climbed the mountain, memorized the map. Everyone said this is the only path. Paid my dues and shadows, kept my eyes ahead. Yeah. Just reached the summit, echoed in my head. I wanted this so bad, my life's the map. They painted pictures of a way to there. A king
our EP will be out, you know, soon. Any questions?
Did you write that yourself?
We got Claude to write it. So we started out trying, and we did a whole different song, but then we realized that we need actual lyrics, so we told Claude the type of song we wanted to write and got it to make the lyrics. Yeah.
You could start a record label, like no one really like doing it, but I think it requires a lot more. It requires like Instagram avatars, like Michaela and stuff like that, and sea dance music videos, and like there's a lot of credits involved. So when you wouldn't be paying an artist, you'd be paying AI.
Yeah.
And then you got to get the people to like it as well.
Yeah. Would you think this is something you'd listen to?
I was jamming to it, but I wouldn't.
Great.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely listenable.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
PostHog, our sponsor, gave us some swags to hand out. Okay, so we gotta get out soon, but let's do it quick. So we got t-shirt, tote bag, and a baseball hat to give out. And we're gonna do a quick raffle of people who showed up to the event today. All right, it's gonna be first come, first serve. So first winner will pick the prize they want, and then whoever's next, pick